Hi, everyone. My name is Kearney, and I'm running for governor here in the state. This is one of my hashtag Google Me videos that I'm making. I tell all of my own dirt. I do the hashtag 8 Mile of um, like when I'm out in public giving my speeches and talking to people. I want you to know something about me that if it comes up in the news that you might not like about me, but why? So you can hear it firsthand from my mouth. Because one thing about media is they're going to put their own spin, even with the party establishment, whether it's Democrat or Republican. It doesn't matter that I'm running Democrats. Yes, I'm still open game for them to come after me as well as our opponent party. I am Ilona Kearney, who is running, who is a Democrat, not Ilona Kearney, the Democrat. So when I say removing labels, it's because everybody does not always agree with everything that's in their party. And we stand by the things that are core values of what it is that we stick by. And mine would be reproductive rights and certain other things. Yes, I was at January 6th. Now, I first want to address this photo that it floated around at first from the New York Times. When I first came home, I know my kids was like, "Oh my gosh, mom, you were standing in front of the gallows." And I was like, first off, you look at this photo and say, "Wait a minute, is that me? Did somebody use my photo?" But no, I was not in front of any gallows. There was not any gallows January 6th with no noose on it. And no one else has reported that to me that they seen anything prior to anyone who beat me there to the Capitol. But the person does look like me because that woman in the picture is wearing the same stuff that I was wearing the day before. So on the day of January 6th, I was not wearing that. I was wearing that outfit the day prior. To clear that up, that's not me. There was no gallows. If it was a gallows, I can't lie and say I wouldn't have took a picture because I would have taken a picture and I'd be like, oh my gosh, like what's going on? Who is doing this? And so would a whole lot of other people there would have done so as well. My reason, let's start with my reason for going to January 6th. My reason for going to January 6th, and I was also there December 12th for the Stop the Steal as well, and I have video footage of that. Why I was going was my vote, when I check, I vote early. Everybody in my family, I get all our votes and I take them and I drop them off early. When the voting night happened and everything was being counted and I went to sleep the next morning, I just saw on the news saying, oh, there was this huge jump. They stopped counting. Then there was this huge jump of numbers that if you stop counting at one point, then it's not all of a sudden the count picks up and then there's this landslide of a vote that happened out of nowhere. So I was like, okay, well, let me check to see if my vote was counted. So my vote had not been counted. I had a couple of friends who called me. They said that their votes did not get counted and they voted early as well as myself. So for, like we all kept checking for the next couple of days, and then the voting tracking system was down, and it was down up until the vote final count was made. And then when we looked, it said our votes had been counted the night of the vote count, which we knew was not true because we checked for that day, the next day, and the next 2 days afterwards. And then there was nowhere way else to check after that. So for me, there was a suspicion of like, why did we have to, like what happened? I want to know what happened. Seeing judges just throw out evidence, and anybody who is a minority, I'm not just going to say black, because anybody who live in disadvantaged communities know that we have evidence to prove some of our things and they get thrown out. Therefore, and a judge will tell you, doesn't matter, that stuff can be true and those things you might be right, but court is not about morals and it is not about what actually is true, you know, It's just about certain facts that are allowed and accepted. So for me, knowing that, having been through the court system of trying to get justice done in like a book situation and other things, I I'm skeptical to believe pretty much anything. The other reason why I'm skeptical to believe anything is because I am a veteran. I'm not just a veteran. I was in military intelligence. Well, I served in a military intelligence battalion, and the briefing that you get before getting your top secret, they teach you, they tell you briefly that when you have top secret, that everything's secret for 10 years unless otherwise told. In those 10 years, outside of the reason why those 10 years is because everybody's going to be screaming conspiracy theory. And after 10 years, nobody's really going to care. And when the truth actually comes out and they find out it was the truth the whole time, then nobody's going to care to go back to hold the government accountable. Which is why if you watch PBS and History Channel, when you see FBI reports being released and exposed of stuff that really happened, it's like, oh, I knew that the whole time, but now nobody cares to go back and do anything about it or hold government accountable. We just keep going on with our lives because we feel like, oh, it's nothing we can do about it. So being that this was a present situation and going on, that along with vaccines, because vaccines was one of them that we were experimenting on the soldiers with the anthrax. Other soldiers, if you look it up, I think about 200 something soldiers have been were imprisoned for trying to expose what was going on. And then here years later, you find out class action lawsuits against the vaccines. But it was not my thing about the vaccines just being done on soldiers, people who are supposed to be protecting you, but that we also do them on civilians through actual vaccines. That's why it's your right to make a choice if you get a vaccine or not. So I don't fight nobody on their right of wanting a vaccine or not, because it's your choice. But it should also be my choice and my right as to if I want to take those chances of risk. That's why you have that clause at the bottom saying that you cannot sue, even when they know. My reasoning for being at January 6th, because I know when there is a hype around something, it's not necessarily the things that the public thinks that it is. It's something deeper and probably more decrepit than you want to know. I did not witness anything that went inside because I was not inside. I was across the street most of the time. And then you're going to see these I'm going to share different video clips. The clips ended up, when I tried to shorten out, came out to 15 hours. So I got it down as short as I could to the basic things of we did not believe what was going on inside, because outside, when we had a reporter that was standing behind us trying to make reports, he was making false reports, even of what was being chanted that was not being chanted. I interpret the chant that was going on at the time in the video saying, oh, this is what they're saying, but you can't really tell. However, I know news reports were saying different things, that they were saying hang pence and all these things, but on my recording, there was, what is it? Leave us alone, USA, stop the steal. Those are the chants those are the main chants that were being said. Then I walked over to the Capitol and walked up and walked around to video record what I could see. But of course, by that time, I didn't see anything of any police, but that could have been earlier before I got there. Well, before I came over onto that side. The people that I know that were over there, they've sent me some of their footage that one lady, she's yelling in the background, stop them, that's Antifa trying to break the window. and you hear a lot of them saying, "Stop that! That's Antifa. That's not our people." And then they were, we were getting reports on our side saying to watch out. Antifa is trying to lead everybody and hype the crowd up. There was things being said that Pence has betrayed us. He just did something, and other people were yelling saying Pence did not do anything yet. He's still counting. All of these different things. Even like my family was texting me saying, because they saw me on live, they were saying Pence hasn't done anything yet. Whoever that is lying. And so, you have those people who are plants to try to start and hype up stuff. That does not mean that everybody that was there at January 6th were bad people, that they were all there to do some take over the Capitol. They were not. You had people who was about it. I'm gonna say this. If you tearing up, busting in windows, you wrong. If you tearing up government property, you wrong. So
all the people we meeting from all over USA and Canada. Oh, I got it. It's going live now. I got it. Yes. Yeah, right up in this spot. So we are, yours is going off and on? To the Capitol. Oh man, look all the way over there. Let me see if I can, Okay, we made it down to the Capitol after much walking. I have to piece together videos because of all the shoddy internet or whatever they doing. But we're at the Capitol. I'm not going all the way over there. It gets too crowded. Stand or sit. I think, are they coming because of the bomb threat?
I don't think it's real. I called my husband. I didn't ask him about it.
Oh, somebody probably just saying that. The police is coming. They got a whole bunch of police loaded in those vans. These vans be loaded. We're all up here trying to get a better view.
Hey, can you hear us now?
See, all of them still coming in over there. Oh, who is these up here? Yeah, they're gonna say that we're terrorists and stuff.
They're going to use this to get blocking on Constitution Avenue. They're using this to get rid of blocking Constitution Avenue.
Saying our people stormed into the building and they're
Supposedly, right?
yeah. Also, I want to see. Somebody got like a live TV footage so that way. Cause why would our people? I don't know. Well, they going in there to go drag out Trader Pence? Yeah. I think that somebody's just trying to start a fight out here. That's all. I think I'm staying all the way back here, cause I don't know what craziness. Black folks don't do craziness like that. We stay out in the back. So when people start running, we the first ones to have a safe escape. Lockdown because that's Antifa dressed up as Trump supporters.
That's what I said. My neighbor just told me that it's not Trump supporters, it's Antifa.
Yeah, cause
All right, I'm gonna come.
well, we're out here still with all that is going on. We've had a 6 o'clock curfew issued by the mayor. Everybody got it on their phone, like I said earlier. More.
Wait, so late.
So the police are lined up coming through. I don't like this board. It does not feel stable. Walk over this way. I can get some footage. Okay, now it's back live. So you Oh, they said leave us alone. Proceed. The black community feel like if it was them, then they would have been taken down. Whereas they don't even see it from the patriot side of it. You know, when we do something, we get taken down for doing the right thing, and Antifa is getting away with it. And the whole thing is Antifa hijacking everybody's narrative. Even right now, they're in there, and all of this is a black community thinking that it's just a bunch of white people getting away with something.